Welcome to your first legislative branch unit. In this section, we're going to be getting the basics down for our section on Congress. So our learning targets, these aren't anything you ever have to write down. This is just to help guide us. And our task today is going to be to identify the main responsibilities of the branch of government. So some background information. Please keep in mind that you need to be taking notes on this as we go through, either on the paper pencil packet that I gave you or on your notes on Classroom. So some background information that we need to know before we dive into Congress. First, we need to know that Congress is a bicameral legislature. And we've talked about this phrase before, but make sure that you know, and in your notes you put that bicameral legislature means two houses or two chambers. So that means we have the House of Representatives and the Senate. Both of those together make up Congress. So in your next section there on your notes, Congress is, like we said, bicameral, and we want to look at the requirements for office for both the House of Representatives and the Senate. So both of those have three requirements, and on your notes, I actually start with the Senate, so that's where we'll start. So if you want to be a member of the Senate, you have to be at least 30 years old. You have to be a citizen of the United States for at least 9 years, and you have to live in the state that you're going to represent. Now, if you need to pause me so you get all those down, do that. And for the House of Representatives, you have three requirements that you have to meet. You have to be at least 25 years old. You have to be a resident of the district you're going to represent, and you have to have been a citizen for at least 7 years. Now we're going to talk about this other information in class. Now skipping down to salary. So the salary of members of Congress. This is something that people always want to know about. If you are an average representative or an average senator, then you're going to make are you ready for this? $174,000 a year. Okay, $174,000 a year if you just got elected in November and your term started last week. Okay. If you are a member of leadership, so if you are like a majority leader or a minority leader, or if you're the Speaker of the House, or if you are the President pro tempore of the Senate, then you're looking at more like $198,000 a year. Okay. So definitely if you're in leadership, you're going to make more money. Now, $174,000 a year, that's a lot of money for just about anybody. Okay. So think about that the next time you're thinking about what Congress does and what the people that represent you do. So in Congress, we have what are called voting and non-voting members, okay? And the reason that they're named this is, really creative. Voting members are able to vote to make decisions, to propose bills, to vote yes or no on certain issues. Non-voting members are people that can take part in discussions, but they really don't have any other authority or responsibility. So they don't have the ability to vote on a bill. Now, I want you to think for a second and answer the question that pops up here on Edpuzzle. Why or what group do you think is represented by a voting member, and what group do you think is represented by a non-voting member? Take a second. Okay, so your voting members are going to represent states, okay? So we in Missouri are represented by voting members of Congress. Our representative in the House votes to make decisions. Our senators who work in the Senate, they can both vote to make decisions. Our non-voting members are going to represent the territories, okay? The territories like Puerto Rico, and also Washington, D.C. has their own special non-voting member, okay? I'm going to stop there. If you guys have any questions, please let me know.